Okay, good afternoon to the Fareham Nomads parents and swimmers. Today I've got 4 of my swimmers in my top group, probably 4 of the best swimmers that we got in the club, and I'm just going to give them the same questions and answer session I gave Stuart, Laura and John and myself, and give you an insight what it's like to be a swimmer at the top level. So what I'm going to do is ask each one of you to introduce yourself and tell them about why you started swimming, where you started swimming, just a little bit of brief history about your younger part of your swimming career. So I'll start with you, Evie.
I started swimming, so I'm Evie, and I started swimming at Leesland when I was really young, so that's Aqua Academy with Joe Corbin. And then when I was 8, I moved to Fareham Nomads and started swimming and learned to swim, but moved through quite quickly to what is now bronze.
Okay, Charlie.
I started swimming at David Lloyd when I was 3 years old, and then I moved to Fareham Nomads in 2015, so I was 10, and then I did my first counties at 11.
Lydia?
I learned to swim at Biston, and then I started at World of Waves when I was 9, and then went to handball and then to Fareham.
Okay, and Thomas, your swimming career much matches mine. Where did you start swimming?
I started Aqua Academy, and then I moved to Gosport, and now I'm at Fareham.
Okay, good. So, looking about what we've done over the last few years in your swimming career, one at a time, you can tell me the highlights and the lowlights of what your swimming career has been like so far in your younger ages. So I'll start this time with Charlie. What's your highlights and your lowlights of your swimming career at the moment?
My highlights was last year when I went to British Nationals. I swam 200 freestyle and I made finals. But I think my lowlight is a few seasons ago I got injured, so I didn't do as well as I was hoping to, and yeah, I thought I could have done a lot better, but I got injured. It is what it is.
Thomas?
My highlights would be going to nationals and competing at a high level, and then like my downside would be like when I was a bit younger, I was putting in a lot of work and I wasn't really getting anywhere, and then suddenly I got better at swimming.
Okay, Lydia?
My highlight was probably British last year, and then I would say the worst probably was counties last year.
And Evie?
My best was probably counties last year when it was short course, and then my low was the end of last year because I injured myself really bad.
Correct. For me, I think I could go through each one of you here and say I think your highlights. Charlie, I thought your best swim at Nationals was probably your final of the British Nationals. I think you did well at the English Nationals, and I think your open water showed how much you've matured in the time I've been with you. I remember coming in that first few months and someone telling me, go and have a look at this boy swim, Charlie Hollier. I went, okay, give him a few sets. I thought it was the Wailing Wall of Israel, the way you were crying every 5 minutes and jumping out. I thought, are they winding me up? Are they winding me up that this boy can swim? But as and when you got used to what we were doing, I think you developed really, really hard. I think for you, Evie, my advice for you is you think too much about everything before you swim. And I think if we can get you to just be level pegged all the time, you'll have more highlights than lowlights. I think your 200 backstroke at the Hampshires was really good. I know when you're going to swim well and when you're not going to swim well because I can tell by your body language. For me, it's all about your mental state before you race. If you're up and you really look like you want to win, you normally go ahead and win. I think for me, I thought your highlight of the whole counties was your 200 backstroke final. I thought that was a really good final. Lydia, I think you're probably technically one of the best swimmers we've got in the club. I think for me, I thought your highlight really was you swim at, I think probably you swim at the Southern Counties actually. I thought both your 200 and 100 freestyle last year at the Southern Counties was really good, that we managed to get over the phobia of you qualifying in the morning, which we still got to try and get over a little bit for qualifying in the evening. I thought you swam superbly well in the finals. I think getting to nationals and getting to that British nationals was a massive step for you last year. And yeah, we just missed making the final. But I think sometimes with you, a bit like Evie, you go in with the wrong mental attitude that, oh, well, I'm not going to do well in this, so I won't really worry about it. When if you go in there and think, like I'm making you swim the 800 freestyle, God, did I get some moaning off you after that? Oh, I'm not going to do that, walking down the pool deck, yeah? It didn't matter. It just wanted you to swim it, okay? And for you, Thomas, I think, I can't really see at the moment. I think all I've got to do with you to get your strengths up is get you to just do a little bit more distance and believe that you can swim the distance better. I thought you swam a really great Hampshires. I think you had too much rest during the Hampshires, but that's down to you. But I thought your 50 back, your 100 back was really good. I thought your freestyles were really good, and I thought your fly was really good. I want to see you improve on your 200 backstroke. I want to see you improve on your 200 freestyle. But technically and turn-wise, you're probably one of the best people I've seen in the county, turning-wise and underwater. And that's testimony to what you learned at Gosford Dolphins, you know. It's nothing I've done. Nothing I've done with you at all. I think that's testimony to the work you put in at Gosford Dolphins, especially on your weakness under the water. And I think you're probably one of the best lads that we've got under the water. For me, it's really now looking down, because this year's, especially for you and Lydia and Evie, it's been a year of no ends to anything. School didn't end, your exams didn't end, you didn't have a prom, and you haven't got your nationals. It must be a horrible year for you two, when it would have been such a nice year to finish the way school, blah, 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 and did your nationals. But I think for you, especially, I'm talking about goals now, that you've got to sit down and reassess your goals over this period of time. And I want each one of you to think about one goal that you want to set for next season. One goal that you think, I must improve, and how am I going to improve? Okay, but especially for you two girls, because all your goals have been shattered this year. Doing well in your school exams, doing well in your swimming, getting a prom date. I know for you two that would probably be quite hard, but hey, there is people out there. You know what I mean? So everything's ended. So let's try and think now going forward for next season, what a goal are you going to set for yourself? Thomas?
I just want to work on my longer distance swimming, so 200s and 100s, and building up my stamina over the longer distance.
Good. Evie?
I think I've got two main ones, which one is my mental attitude, especially towards distance swimming, and like getting better how nervous I get, and also how I think about everything, but also my underwater and my turns full stop, because they're not good enough.
Good, yeah. Thomas? Sorry, Charlie?
I think I'd quite like to work on my more sprint type events, get a bit more powerful, and I think I could still work on my turns and underwaters to improve them.
Yeah, I think so. Lydia?
Probably my turns and underwater as well, and the 200 fly, getting over my fear of that.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. For me, I think that's a positive step forward. I think it's the good thing about next season for us. And I think we're going through this thing that we've never had before, this pandemic, whatever it is, in the world that we've got at the moment. But everyone's going to get back in the pool at the same stage. All are going to have 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14 weeks off, whatever it is in the end of the day. And we're all going to get back in the water at the same time. Every single swimmer in the country. And I actually believe that's a bonus for us, because we can be stronger, fitter, and ready to race, okay, and be equal with these swimmers next season. But I think it is a real main set of your swimming that you've got to have these goals for next season, and set. We're going to talk about goals in another podcast that I do with you lot, but setting the goals, small goals, medium term, and long term goals. Okay, and I think those goals that you set, they should be engraved in your brain or on a book, that you understand that these are the things you're going to work at as soon as we get back in the pool. Okay, we're not going to be going 3-hour training sessions. We're not going to be pounding. That's not going to happen when we get back in the pool. We'll probably be doing an hour's training session to get our bodies back adjusted to it. And I want you to really focus on those small goals, especially most of the swimmers in the club. We are really weak on our starts and our turns. And that's the first goal that I want to look at in the club. Okay. So tell me something about what you've learned about yourself during this period of time that we've had no swimming, no school, and we've had loads of time to sit around and think about what we're going to do in life. So you tell me what some of the things, what you've learned about yourself. Okay, Charlie.
I think I've kind of realised more that I enjoy being around people more than I ever realised. So I didn't really pay attention to like how much I enjoyed just seeing people every day. But now that it's been taken away from me, I miss it quite a lot.
That's good. Lydia?
Probably that even though I hate the really hard sets we do, how much I actually love them.
That's quite a good answer. Evie?
How strong you are within everything. So like even when everything that you wanted isn't there anymore, that you're still happy with what you've got. Like even though it's not what I wanted, I love spending time with my family at the minute. It's different, but it's still great.
That's good. Thomas?
I really enjoy swimming, and it's really different not swimming, and I've got so much more time just to spend with people.
That's good. I think for me personally as well, the goals that I've learned as well is I actually learned how much I do miss swimming. I've never been out of swimming this long in my life, and how much I do miss it, how much I do miss the swimmers, how much I do miss the day-to-day involvement with the swimmers. But like most of you, I've never been able to spend this much time with my family, see my boys, my younger son's at home with me. I went away when he was 11 years old. I'm actually spending a lot more time with him now than I've ever done in the whole of his life. I think for me, I've learned to be more calm about things. I've read books, I've looked at videos, and I think this will make me a better coach. I think this time out of the water and being able to actually focus on what I want and not having to think, oh, I've got Southern Counties this weekend, oh, I've got Nationals, oh, God, and my mind's going on. I've actually got time to sit down and think. And I think looking at all the swimmers that I've seen at some point over this break somewhere, you all look relaxed, you all look happy, which is really good. That's a good testament to your home life at home and your mental state, because some people are going through turmoil at the moment. Their mental state, they're not happy. But every swimmer I've seen, you all look happy, you all look like you're getting on with stuff. Yeah, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but you're making the best of it, which I'm really proud of the older swimmers at the club, because every time I speak to you on a Monday, every time you all look happy, you all look engaged, okay, and you all look like you're enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to having you back in the water for next season. Okay, so if you're in my position and you were standing in front of the club and you were talking to the younger swimmers, what advice would you give the younger swimmers? I'll start with you, Evie, as you're going to be club captain this year. I'll just give them a couple of, what would you say to them in those bottom groups, gold, silver and bronze and academy? What advice would you give to them?
Basically not to worry, because they're so young and they're still growing, and you've got so much time to get better. And even with the time out of the water, you've got years and years ahead of you to still be able to improve and train and get better. So just not to worry.
Thomas?
When they're younger, just to concentrate more on technique than the speed, and the speed will come as they get older.
Lydia?
To enjoy themselves and do it because they love swimming.
That's a good answer. And Charlie?
I think to embrace every opportunity that they have. So if you see, like, I went on a camp to see a professional swimmer one time, and I really enjoyed myself going over there. So if you see an opportunity to get to do that, I'd say embrace it, because it's really going to build up your love for the sport.
That's good. So for me, I think my advice for younger swimmers is listen and watch your older swimmers. When I was a younger swimmer, we always looked to the older swimmers for what they were doing, for advice, how they were swimming, how they acted around the pool, what they did, what made them better than everybody else. And that's what I used to look at as a swimmer and say, I want to be like that swimmer. Now you've got young swimmers in the club, I know for a fact, that look up to you lot and think I want to be Edie, Thomas, Charlie, Lydia. I want to be one of them who gets to nationals, who makes national finals, who wins medals at nationals. And I think it's important that when you get back in the pool, that you must show them that. Swimming's a hard game, you know that. like you said, those sets come along and you absolutely, there is days where you absolutely hate me as your coach. Hate me. So much that you really do hate me. But I just smile and chuckle along. I know they're the best training days when you absolutely hate me because the training sets are there. But you've got to remember, as a coach, I want the best for every single one of you. Like I want the best for every single one in the club. And I think having a good, strong top group of ambassadors for the club will make this club stronger going forward out of this period of our lives where we've been out of the water. These young kids are going to look to you more as leaders than they've ever looked at you before. So it's important that you go back and do everything the right thing and the right mannerisms on the pool deck. Not pulling those stupid faces when your coach is telling you you're not doing it right. Not standing in the middle of the pool and trying to have an argument with your coach when you're not training that hard. I won't mention names. I don't need to mention names, okay? But being there on time, being there, pushing yourselves, working hard, drinking when you're supposed to drink, taking water on the pool deck to drink. Okay, these are things we need to show the younger kids in the club. So for me, I think that's what I'm going to be looking at. So finishing off, because we're not going to be here for ages doing this interview, for me personally, as an older group, I think that one, you should be looking at the future where you want to be in 2 years' time in swimming, especially Evie and Lydia, because you'll be moving on in 2 years to go to university or wherever you want to go. But as you've spoken to me, Evie, you're looking to go to America, and I'll put you in touch with a coach out in America that will help you and will guide you the right way. Lydia, you've got a big chance in swimming over the next 2 years. And you should be thinking about in the next 2 years, where do I want to go? What university do I want to go to? What do I want to study? Do I want to go to America and swim? Do I want to try and get a scholarship? These are all big things. That the world is a big place now. And you can start looking at different things. And anything I can help when you get to these last 2 years of your schooling or your college years, I will help you with and put you in the right direction, who to speak to and what to speak and what people to be talking to. So for you, it's a big 2 years you've got in your lives. Start thinking about what you want to do after this college bit. You might want to pack in swimming, right? But I think personally, the university years, talking to John and Laura, the university years are the best years to swim. They are hilariously funny, and you can still be training really well. Thomas and Charlie, for you, you've got 2 more years left at school, I think, and then you've got to look at what you want to do those college years. I know that you're interested, Charlie, also in going to America. You're also interested in going to look at other places for schools when you're 16, which I totally agree with, and I totally will help you 100% to do that. If you want to go to Kelly, if you want to go to the other schools that are involved in all this that you've been talking to. Ellesmere, I think you've been talking to them, haven't you, Ellesmere? Up in Liverpool. So you're good enough at the moment to be on their radar, which you are. Same as you, Thomas. You're good enough to be on their radar to get scholarships. But to get scholarships, you have to do everything right and be the best person in that swimming pool. And when we get back out of this and we're back in a pool, I want you four and the rest of my top group to be the group that leads this club to the next 5 or 6 years. I think we need leaders who will come out of this, not just me as the head coach. I need a senior group that will actually lead this club forward. And that's why I've got you four on here at the moment, because I believe at this present time in this club, you are the 4 leaders of this swimming club in the terms of what you've done in swimming. And I want you to absolutely think about that over the next few weeks and come back and really think when we get back in the water, you are going to be different people. Because like you said, you'll have had 14 weeks out of the water. So you know if you're going to love the sport, hate the sport, because you'd have said, I ain't going to go back because I can lay in bed now till whatever time you want to lay in bed to and do what you want. But you do miss it in the end. So my closing bit for me is, for you, is to thank you for everything you've done over this last season, because I think we've had a good season. I think we were having a really good season up to the point this stopped, okay? And keep the good work up. So for me, this is just a short interview to go out to the younger kids to show them what these swimmers are in the club and what you do. So thank you very much for joining me this evening, and I will put this out soon and you'll be able to see it, okay? Thanks for your time. Goodbye.
Thank you, Rich.